The real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do. Education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. The consequences of an act affect the probability of it occurring again. We shouldn't teach great books. We should teach a love of reading. The way positive reinforcement is carried out is more important than the amount. The self-actualizing person is one who is fulfilled and doing all he or she is capable of. Behavior is a function of its consequences. The only behavior you can control is your own. Luck favors the prepared mind. The world is what we make it. We have the power to create a better world. Some of us learn control more or less by accident. The rest of us go all our lives not even understanding how it is possible and blaming our failure on being born the wrong way. Education is not just about facts, it's about learning how to think. The best way to teach a child something is to make it enjoyable. The self is not something ready-made, but something in continuous formation through choice of action. The surest path to happiness is through meaningful relationships. We do not escape into philosophy, psychology, and art. We go there to restore our shattered selves into whole ones. The way we behave is shaped by how we think about ourselves. Man is not to be found within himself, but rather in his interactions with the world. The self is a product of our social interactions with others. The ultimate goal of behaviorism is the prediction and control of behavior. The best way to teach an animal to do something is to make it easy at first. The only geniuses produced by the chaos of society are those who do something about it. We are all controlled by the world in which we live, and part of that world has been and will be constructed by men. All organisms behave in accordance with the law of effect. A person who has been punished is not thereby simply less inclined to behave in a given way. At best, he learns how to avoid punishment. We are only just beginning to understand the power of love because we are just beginning to understand the weakness of force and aggression. At this very moment, enormous numbers of intelligent men and women of goodwill are trying to build a better world, but problems are born faster than they can be solved. The mob rushes in where individuals fear to tread. It is a surprising fact that those who object most violently to the manipulation of behavior nevertheless make the most vigorous effort to manipulate minds. Science not only describes, it predicts. It deals not only with the past, but with the future. Society attacks early when the individual is helpless. It enslaves him almost before he has tasted freedom. Theology calls it building a conscience. Psychology calls it the growth of the superego. The majority of people don't want to plan. They want to be free of the responsibility of planning. Going out in style isn't a natural process, but a manipulated change which destroys the beauty of last year's dress in order to make it worthless. We do not choose survival as a value. It chooses us. Men build society, and society builds men. The world's a poor standard. Any society which is free of hunger and violence looks bright against that background. It is not the environment that shapes us so much. It is our behavior that shapes the environment. Freedom is an illusion, but a valuable one. The amateur doesn't appreciate the need for experimentation. He wants his experts to know. The rat is always right. Science is human behavior, and so is the opposition to science.